Citizens of the internet, welcome once again to iHorner, where we play video games and we talk about them sometimes, and they're usually very old and obscure, but not today.
Final Fantasy Tactics is not, by any stretch of the imagination, an obscure game.
Old, it is old. It is an old video game.
Barely.
Yes.
I'm older than it, which disqualifies it a bit.
But we decided we wanted to take a break from Final Fantasy Tactics because it was starting to grind a bit on the mind and the body and the mousing surface as well. And so we thought
What
we'd
were you doing to the mousing surface?
playing a tactics game, which was getting a bit. People were getting a bit tacticsed out, and I thought, it might be a good idea to have a break in the middle there for a little mid-palate cleansing. Yeah, Corey is slightly transparent. I don't know why.
In real life, actually, what you're seeing is what you get.
She died and became a ghost. And so, so we are not actually going to be doing a Rhythm Tuesday today. We are going to play through a game that Corey made me play the other night. And we're going to go through the beginner's guide. So, I don't know, we'll have a chat about that as we go. And let's
Although we might not be talking a lot. I've turned captions on, but the game is like fully narrated. So I don't really want to interrupt that. So you can turn the volume on.
We'll attempt to not talk over top of the people who are talking for us.
Yeah.
Farley F, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the show.
Okay, we'll still talk about subs.
Zeke229, I pretty much agree that yes, if you haven't played the game, might not be a good idea to watch, but you don't.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Thanks for joining us. Username match. Corey, did you cut your hair?
Not within the last 4 months. Trying to turn down the mouse sensitivity a bit.
Yeah, so G-Dwarf, I'm actually also not sure if it's about an actual person. I have my doubts.
So yeah, this game is a really nice experience to have for yourself. So if you want that, don't watch.
But we want to go through this journey together with you if you'd join us.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
I've already got some questions
This
already.
game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda. You can click to fire the gun.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room. Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
You just have to jump in.
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Okay, that's not something I did.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Thanks completely. It was a lot of fun to actually work on the cup. This is kind of a beautiful image.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Real Gamer Cow, I had not actually thought to look to see if the labyrinth was solvable myself.
Kane Alexius.
Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the show. Now, I want to point out here, when I did a playthrough the first time, I did something to the keyboard which caused me to not...
So try walking backwards.
Only walk forward.
Yep. In this game, you can
And
only walk
force
backwards.
stopped him.
Sector, haven't seen Iron Blood Orphans yet. I've got it downloaded. We'll probably watch it tonight.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope. It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
He does have a very distinct voice, Pariah.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting. Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Those sounds, though. Get on the stairs. Pancake Panda, I like to think of it more as a,
Non-director.
well, it's, yeah.
Once
Like
you've
a
been slowed
lecture.
to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
As far as I know, you can actually crawl your way up here.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Night, Anubis. Thanks for joining us.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Press U to surrender. Corey just tried to press U. She did not have the chance.
Yep.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
So we got a few seconds here. For those of you who are still with us and haven't actually played the game, do you have a solution to the puzzle?
Oh yeah.
We'll give you a couple seconds while we answer some questions here. And catch up with what's going on. Yeah, we're playing the beginner's guide, which I don't at this point I still thought was at this point it seems like a lecture on game design. It seems interesting. Yeah, so you open the door.
There's a puzzle. You open the
go
door.
through the door, and it's this
Closed door with no button.
Yeah. So Detour 214 has an idea there.
I can't go all the way back. Walk through it backwards. Flip the switch, then run through really fast. I can do both. Whoosh.
Okay.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Follow the smoke.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room. How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
It's a very good question.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Kura, I'm not sure what in this world this game is entirely about either yet. And this is not a jump scare game.
There's
Let's talk about
almost
video
one
game
jump
development
scare,
for
but
a
it's
second.
not really.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Not necessarily an art appreciation simulator, but
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
I hadn't.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
What have you done, Corey? Where have you brought us?
I fell. I fell.
Chaotic Fire did not beat Tactics. I wouldn't say this game is art appreciation so much as maybe it might be artist appreciation. There are definitely some ideas that are going to get brought up in the narrative here soon. that may or may not be the actual message of the game.
I have mixed feelings about leading the discussion,
Okay.
but no, like,
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Yeah, we're definitely going to ask Alex to have a look at the game, but I don't think we're going to make him stream it with us.
no.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Are you there?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
It says, "You there, did you come from up above? What was up there?" I said, "Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in." "That's the world above, you've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches?" And I can tell them the truth or lie. There we go. And I'm going to tell them I don't want to tell them. What? But you don't understand. We're trapped here. That puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. Should I tell them how to solve it, or...?
Oh, there's a,
There's options.
yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't done that yet.
Right. Wonderful. Well, what is it? What's the answer? Please speak to me. Tell me how to escape. Tell me how to be free of this prison. I must know. It's the most important thing. There must be an ending. Gilstan, thank you for subscribing.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, stuck. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? I'm gonna say yes. Did you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? I'm gonna say number 2. Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
Good night, Rain
It's going to
Saints.
appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I saw someone ask the question if this is a game about an art game talking about being art, and I don't think that it is. But
I don't think it is trying to be that. I don't know.
I found the question interesting because this is really a time where we can look at art as from a postmodern perspective, that it's art that can examine whether it's being art or not. Hello.
You want to read these?
Yeah, we'll read them out. Yeah, nice room. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
How did
All
you
of
beat
the
this
notes that you're
game?
going to see have been written by Coda.
No point
This
to
was
this.
actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Whoa,
I saw
holy
him
shit.
working on this very level, and it was just so different
Guys,
from
can you
anything
hear
that
me?
anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this
Hello.
person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a
Reasonable.
bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
Everyone read this.
I was over enthusiastic.
Hey.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
This place makes me
And
sad.
I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not
I
doing
want to tell you
anything
a
for
secret.
you. Nothing
Once
extra is
upon
going to
a
happen
time,
if you read
I
all of
did.
them. Either way,
Define
to me they convey
fun.
a sense of loneliness. I see
I'm
this
king of the
person who's
world.
filled with thoughts and feelings
There are too
and
many
beliefs
messages in this area.
and has no way to express them
We're running out of space.
except as
Soon we'll
scattered
suffocate.
and unheard voices in a game that
Cool
wasn't meant
cavern,
to be
bro.
played.
No, I can't get out the edge. I saw a flying penguin.
But it's ironic, isn't it?
Let me
that
tell you the most
in playing
majestic
this
thing I've
game
ever seen.
and seeing how alone
I
Coda
don't feel
often
like
felt,
living because nothing will
that
ever be
we
as majestic
get to
as
know him
that.
better and actually kind of
I
connect
never
with
want to see it again.
And I
Nothing
have to
be
be
that
honest
beautiful
with you,
again. I'm
this
crying
idea
right
is
now
really
and plan on
seductive
ripping
to
my
me.
eyes out. I
That I
must
could
go
just
do that now.
play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do,
Do not
less
be
of the
afraid. Do care.
messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
What the shit is this
I
game?
felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world,
Boring.
and then I feel less lonely too.
And I feel less. And I can assure you, guarantee that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Corey,
Yeah.
tell me how to find sailors.
Uh,
I refuse to believe.
I like this one.
But, ass, but. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt. Need other side. Door, why you so... Door, how open? Open sesame. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door. Thanks.
Can't open. Anyways.
Someday I'll meet this person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. New room! Did you hear the chimes? They keep going, don't they? You can go in here, I think. Don't bother. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. Stop, turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Take my hand, let's jump together. Can't jump.
Can't go off the edge.
What is that painting? It does not matter if you ever get over there. Very good game. Yeah, this is a lot like Dark Souls. I think this is not going anywhere. I need someone to talk to. This is a note. Don't listen to the other notes. God damn it. I'm not safe. Yeah, it is possible to turbo through this section, but today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. Are all of you? Help, I'm trying to speak. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. I think it's about how things look messy from up close, but perfect from so far away. From up here, it all just looks like dots.
Looks like a smudgy texture.
Devil Tower Star. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game! More room?
At the end of this level, we're
Scared of
going to
writing
see
something?
the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
I wish there were notes in the real world. Come on with the spiral nonsense. Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I have to be careful. What do I know? What do I do? How do you solve it? Develop everybody's answer. This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Help!
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces,
I'm heading back to the start.
before you move on, you get to pause.
Here. No
Just for a
solution.
moment, a few seconds
that's
to
right, I think.
reflect on and
no
let
second
go of
switch.
the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
How do you leave notes?
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
No, dial in. You can't leave your own notes in the game.
No.
So It's not about mocking games. What is that?
No idea.
Huh. I mean, this is a house I would enjoy living in.
Yeah.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? TV, fridge,
Refrigerator.
triangle, fridge. Boom, table. Okay, now what should go along the wall of the room? Picture, washing machine,
10 stoves.
10 stoves. Couches. I think we should light up this room a bit. Skylight.
Tesla coil.
Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. Lamp. A table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from?
9.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I like G Dwarf's interpretation.
So, okay, he throws it out and
Disagreements
starts
with his
over.
interior
This time
decorator.
he comes at the prison idea
think
from
so.
a different direction.
Any prison environment, eh?
First, click on this table. Clicked.
Okay.
Go over to the photo frame and click it, turn it slightly. Clicked. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on.
Okay.
Off. On. Now go to the left side sofa. Move it over a little.
This is how I got into my prison.
Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return the start to be taken back to your prison. Thought I straightened that. I don't know.
We need one of those welcome mats for our house.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. Sixth Monarch. If it refers to an actual person, they're definitely using a pseudonym.
Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after the escape. The prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation. And so
That's
this
where I
is
am right
what
now.
Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
What's
And
it like to
the irony is
escape?
that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
It's strange, but in a
You
way
know,
I kind of miss being in
All
the
of
prison.
these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Why, was there anything about it that you felt good about? Being here sucks. But don't you feel excited about getting out, the promise of freedom? Excited? It's the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing keeping me going. Excited doesn't really do it justice. Just be with that enthusiasm for a bit. Let it ooze into your flesh. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? They asked me how I felt about being imprisoned. What? That freed you? How does that work? It will make sense. Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go
Go
on.
on. Yeah, I mean, G-Dwarf's
I can
explanations are
see why he
perfectly
considers
factual.
this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Yeah, I agree with Zeke. That's
Well, to me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean the entire house by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everybody knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Ah.
You'll
Don't worry
notice
about
that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
love the
From
music in
here
this
on out, he
section.
begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place that's nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night.
Well, now, you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then decide whether you should do it all night? I'll finish here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the details matter.
It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy.
This line of work, you let go of those judgments pretty fast. May not be apartment, but something in your life needs straightening up. You think you've got nothing that needs cleaning, be careful, because that means it's everything. At any rate, my place is just to see a bit of peace brought here. Speaking of which, the pillows on this couch are a wreck. Would you come out and straighten them up? Oh dear, it looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Please mop it up as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that?
Make it especially cheesy.
No. No, it was stupid. I'm sorry. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come and do that? Last time I checked, this tub needed scrubbing. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all human. And there's books scattered on the floor in the bedroom. If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are all houses this easy to clean?
Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses, and among all of those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences, and none of them will be the ones that were easy. Just something to think about while you smooth the rug in the bedroom.
This game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of
It's
few
like the
months where
tub's
he
got
was like
dirty.
grossly
Tidy it
happy
up a bit.
all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that.
But there's a bit of truth in it, no?
Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books! Would you please clean up the books? Thanks.
I'm
Would
glad
you
you made this.
go over and straighten
glad
them a
you
bit? I
found
can't
some
have
peace.
these folks coming home to a messy couch. Question.
But,
Do you enjoy
of course,
this?
it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Gee, Dwarf, I got that same feeling from that particular level a bit. I don't know why, but...
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This one gets a bit goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. The workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look back and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that makes you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It
About
is
halfway
so
through the
easy.
game, the perspective
Being
shifts.
perfect is effortless. The key is, how do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as
Although
bigoted and
must be
afraid as you
awful.
are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Haha, just kidding. Holy shit, you guys, something's coming out of the black at the back of the room. Look out! Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I
Perfection.
feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I love the box heads.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
The dogs are real.
I'm never sure what what sounds I'm hearing are coming through the headphones and
Dogs are real.
sirens earlier. Game. All right, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again.
Here are all of my hopes and dreams.
No, no, no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, I was just 1 moment ago, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them, they'll represent people nearby. Now talk to her again.
You must have worked really hard to get where you are.
You're messing it all up again. He'll freak her out if the conversation gets too personal that quickly. Do you realize how important this was for me? I'll never get an opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Okay, yes, now this is working.
The game ends with this
This is what
eerie
it was
premonition
like.
of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution, social anxiety,
That's
to fears of
perfect.
having to perform
Wonderful.
and having to chase
This
success.
is really wonderful.
The answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago,
doing
where it just
great.
becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Hello, Hosk.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Close your eyes, everyone.
That's what the dialogue says. Everybody close your eyes. I will watch for us. Click to begin game. What's going on? Captain, what can we do? Help, I'm blind! I can't see anything. Help, I'm blind! I don't know why, but it happened to me too. There's a giant door and the vision. No idea where we are. We're gonna be killed by a giant door? Maybe we...
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Blind research. Blind. Oh. The truth. The way to stop it is to speak something that is honest.
I'm bursting with creative energy.
No, that isn't truthful. Okay.
I can't keep making these things.
Yes, that's it. That's the truth.
It's draining me.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
Keep
First
going.
off,
Keep talking.
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him.
I can't figure out how to say the
He's
thing.
having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore.
Working.
And in person, he was being a lot more distant
alone.
than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you
going to
say in
be
order to
okay.
keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Where am I?
Where am I?
Where did this island come from? You read the red
That a
text.
person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost.
When I try to create, I feel empty.
Oh no. What's happened? Did something change?
I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again.
Wait, you're looking for a machine? It isn't far.
What?
I can take you to it.
If
but
the last
there's a
game
problem.
featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to
If
11.
you can help me solve the
Now,
puzzle,
put
we'll
yourself
find
in
the
my
machine.
shoes, plain.
Deal?
Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even.
Doesn't matter what I say.
And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
If you're having trouble watching,
'Cause
please don't feel
From
need to
my
stay
perspective at the time
around.
and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble,
Come along,
just
I'll
sitting
show
at
it
his
to you.
computer all day,
Here's the
not really
puzzle.
showing these
What do you
games to
think?
anyone. not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have
I
anyone
recognize this.
outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it?
First, you close the door.
But the door is already closed.
You have to close the door.
The door is still closed.
You have to close the door.
The door is still closed.
You have to open the door.
Okay, now what?
Now you have to close the door.
All right, we're back outside.
Now you have to open it.
Okay, now what?
Now you can close it.
All right, what's next?
Now press the switch.
Huh, that
You
was so
can't
simple.
talk yourself
Can't
out of
believe I never saw
loneliness.
this
It
before
doesn't
this.
work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation.
Okay,
If
here we
all of
are.
your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
These are just words on some walls.
Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time.
Okay, making games is simple.
Ah, that feels wonderful.
But it wasn't true.
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy.
It is easy, it never stops being easy.
Yes, that's wonderful. Keep
Seeing
going.
this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Every time I make
was
something, I
watching
feel
him
better
do this
about
to
myself.
himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like video games are not worth
Perfect.
this amount
That
of
feels
suffering.
fantastic.
I'm going to vomit.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get
Patience.
so much joy out of
You
seeing
have to
him
trust
create.
me.
For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this was the
Please.
worst thing for me.
Continue.
Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time.
Yes.
I don't know
More.
how else to explain it.
Keep going.
I will be
wanted it
saved
to
by my
stop
work.
more than anything. It never
Incredible.
felt so rotten.
That's it.
I needed more than I
I'm
had ever
free.
needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin interrogation whenever you like.
I intend to be quick.
Very good. Just be warned, someone called the press. We might have a bit of attendance for this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
You stopped.
And of course, it's the machine.
Your work was keeping us alive. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? How about this for a start? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them.
Baron the Bard. We'll finish this tonight.
No, nothing. Alright then, I'll speak to them for you. My friends! I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. We'll find a way to live without it. We don't need its games. Let's show us that we're not failures. One or two.
Two.
Follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. Coda, I'll make sure you're known forever. Isn't this what you're scared of? Exposed to the views of others every day forever, seen in naked clarity?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work? So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of. Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look. And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And
Yeah,
then every
flashing
time
light
you touch
warning.
one of the walls,
Yeah.
there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest
I
of the
won't do it
level,
again.
so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze. And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
I
Like
had
the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of
After.
everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
I was
If I
2
could have
digits
reached
off on
him
my
during
first
this
try.
time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Yeah, I wanted you to wait until he was done talking
Okay.
before you bragged about how you randomly came within 2 digits of the actual code.
It was a lucky accident.
Especially since you were just like running back and forth hitting the buttons.
Yeah, it was an accident.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though, that was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself. And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay. More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Been a ghost the whole time, chat.
And that was the beginner's guide.
Turn back
So
from this cave.
a lot of really good discussion in the chat there.
Which I think is what this game really has going for it, is that it is interesting, and I spent several hours just thinking about it after I finished the first time.
I've been thinking about it as well since you made me play it a couple days ago, and it's hard. I mean, the interesting questions being brought up. The last one that I saw being brought up was, is this game based on a true story? And yeah, it does depend on what you mean by true. I don't necessarily think this game is based on exactly true chronological events. But on the other hand, I don't necessarily think it matters if it does. It's the questions that it brings up. That's what's... So yeah, thank you so much for coming with us on this journey. I'm really happy to be able to share that with you guys, and I'm really glad to see the level of decorum and the level of thoughtfulness in the discussion so far. So, yeah, we're going to take a commercial break and then hopefully come back with something a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more, well, maybe not lighthearted, but a little bit more fun, but still new. Because we're going to play new stuff here. God, I feel bad.
You just feel awful.
Yeah, I feel awful.
You just got wrecked.
I need to put some candy in my mouth and come back with something interesting. So yeah, we'll see you guys after a 3-minute break. Don't go away. More iHorner coming up. Hey, denizens of the internet, welcome back to iHorner. We are playing some new games here today. One of them, we just finished up the beginner's guide. Whew.
You updated?
Yes, I think I hit the update button, but we'll hit it again just because the game has changed. And now we are going to move on to something a little bit more specifically narrative gamey. We're going to play a new game called... Read Only Memories, which I am kind of excited for. This is as they say, a cyberpunk adventure. It really harkens back to graphic style and everything to the games of my youth back in the old original Macintosh days. Not Showering with Your Dad Simulator. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's check out the options. Music and sound effects seem good. I like it. Nice. Let's jump right in. Yeah, I just remember playing Rise of the Dragon.
San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world is on the cusp of not one, but 3 technological singularities. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body.
And sweet elf ears.
Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology.
What, is that a ghost in the
Easier
machine?
access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day.
What's so great about humans?
Relationship Organizational Managers,
Anyway.
or ROMs for short, are the commonplace companion and tool of any modern person. However, they are still machines.
Not
at
person
core.
comms at all.
The
Nope.
logic they are built on impedes their ability to think for themselves.
Thanks for
and determine
joining
their
us,
own
3D
behavior.
not Nikki Wolf.
That's right. You see, this is at the heart of why we took on this merger with Parallax. We wanted to take artificial intelligence to the next level. And now, well, we have devices that can truly adapt.
organizations, like the Human Revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human.
And sweet
Hair.
fox ears, I guess?
High above
You
the
like pointy
rising
ears, eh?
Yeah.
A parallax engineer buries himself in schematics and equations, trying to bring a new kind of life into the world.
Uh-oh.
And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered forever.
This never goes well. So far, I'm really liking the music. And the world is
Not enough.
not enough. 4 days till Christmas, Corey.
Oh,
Home sweet home. Okay, let's click on some stuff.
ah,
Our,
clicky.
our lips types. Okay, maybe not so sweet. Musty brought a better descriptor. Lappy. Ooh, book. Look, book. Copy of Wigfield. Sometimes the old books are the best, especially to keep your window propped open. Ho ho. Coffee. Drink coffee. You take a sip of the old stale coffee. So there's F and K seem clear as day. The rest is really gross. Let's move the book. Eat, talk to book.
Talk to book.
We start to tell the book a story before realizing the irony.
Ho ho ho. We're fun. Use book. What about that paper crap on the floor? Or your sink. Your nasty, nasty sink full of water.
Well, actually, no. Sleep? Can't I make my bed? Oh,
You can talk to it.
I can talk to my bed, I guess. Goodbye. Wow, that's...
Yes.
Sorry, were you about to huff a dong?
No. Cam's podcasting.
Oh, okay, good. Well, let you know. Thank you. So no one in the office is huffing a dong. That is not a thing that's happening.
Well, as far as we were just told.
Yes. I don't know if
They don't always keep us
if
up
I
to
can
date on
believe
those
that,
sorts of things.
Okay, let's, we should do a thing. So, let's look out the window. Beautiful 24/7 view. If you're a fan of up-close masonry,
I see a brick wall.
this game is definitely hitting all those old memories. Let's boot up the Lappy. See what we can do.
Oh,
Live intelligence processing system. You have an article due tonight. Better finish it before bed. Well, I guess I better finish typing an article. Lips alive? That doesn't sound good. Journal Lendrick. It's composed using Journal and...
you and I are going on a journey to be further away from
Okay.
all of the text.
Before you can review the GX Ultra Beats, you must become one with the GX Ultra Beats. Where did you put those damn headphones anyway? I guess
Maybe we get small too.
I gotta log out the lips.
Yeah, now we small.
Okay, gotta find my headphones, Corey.
Small. Oh, no. Oh, we're peeking out.
Headphones.
There we go.
Pair of GX Ultra Beats headphones, the ultimate in budget audio. You better try them out so you can start crafting your review. We better put them in our headphones added to items.
Did it.
Okay, guess now's a good time to get to work. Let's do it. They're smart headphones, so you should be able to use them with some things lying around your apartment. I see. I bet it's not a stack of papers. Let's Fred Aiden give this YMO poster to you. The group is old, but the music is timeless.
That's what he said at least.
Let's see. This is something in the fridge. Oh, hey!
Mustard. Half full.
Spoiled milk. If spoiled milk is expired, does that mean it's good again?
That reminds me that we have milk in the fridge.
Yeah, that milk is good. Pretty sure that milk is
That
still
milk is
good.
only a few days old, but it will become more days old over time.
Nothing like curling up into those blankets. Nope, can't sleep. I guess we just gotta
Huff a dong, I guess.
huff a dong, and by that I mean write the paper. Because I'm pretty sure I can't interact with the sink.
Can you backpack Lappy?
Boot up Lappy.
So now you just need to strong bat it up.
Okay.
Email.
Oh, I could just use them to watch a stream on the computer for a while. Well, let's look at the email. Your inbox. Also terrifying, so specific, so personal that no other living thing should dare enter. Luckily, you're the only person with the password. Use inbox. Oh.
Spam, scam, bill, work mail, rent mail, promotional mail, invitation, weekly update. Invitation?
Yeah.
Look at the invitation.
An invite to come see the lighting ceremony of the Christmas tree downtown from your friends at Dr. Trisha Lee DDS. Why does a dentist want you to see a lighting ceremony? Feels like a trap.
They knock your teeth out.
OMG Zounds. Hey there, I'm the lead editor for OMG Zounds. We're a new up-and-coming audio review feed looking for hot talent. We'd love to feature any product reviews like you'd like to do for us. We'd be able to give you some sort of great exposure, and if we like your stuff, could possibly throw some creds your way. Corey, we're working for exposure.
No.
Doesn't anyone pay for journalists anymore? No, they do not. No, sir, they do not. Back. You. Click back button.
Click the button. Siri? No.
Wait, no.
No one wants you, Siri.
Yes or egg not back.
Eggnog. Eggnog's out.
Eggnog is out right now. We could have some eggnog. Okay, so, items.
Have you looked at your
Headphones.
ID?
Play music.
Yes.
Okay, that's some good music. Let's look at our ID. Small plastic ID card with my name, picture, and stats.
You don't have any stats.
Cool. Do the article. Get paid. Before you can write a review for these dang headphones, you should test them around the apartment. I thought I did.
Maybe you have to do more to them. Put them in the sink.
A stack of paper for your unpublished novel. Okay. A sheet of paper. Single piece of loose, unsorted paper lies on the ground. Well, let's... I can't take it. I just can't take it. Oh, maybe I should do the dishes. Nope.
Put the headphones.
Use an item on the sink. You can hear the sink gurgling in high def.
There you go. That's what it means by using the headphones around the apartment.
Ah. You sync up the headphones and watch a stream of a classic 1990s coming-of-age dramedy.
Use headphone on bed.
Yes. The headphones detect that you're lying down and begin to play some soothing ocean sound effects. Hey, a nice feature.
But then you gotta sleep with headphones on.
Let's use headphones on
coffee.
coffee. Use your review copy. GX probably would appreciate them coming back covered in old coffee. Doh. Okay, well, I guess now we can
Do the thing.
do the journalism. All right, time to get my work out of the way. Let's do this. Selling your soul, bit by bit, character by character,
Haiku.
finished. Now send it off to the editor. There, your big break. Surely your glowing review of the GKA Ultra Beats is your ticket out of poverty and into a book deal. Surely. Work is finally out of the way. Time for bed, but first, log out. Or you could read some OK Today and catch up on some real news before you sleep. I think we should do some okay today. Okay today. Look at okay today. It's the most beloved morning show, all about news and entertainment. People in Neo, Oklahoma are still confused by the name. Ugh. Current events, sports, news, current events.
I feel like we should spend this last hour doing something to Beej.
Yeah, good, yeah. Okay.
What would be a good counter-strike to yesterday's haiku, was it?
It was a haiku.
I
feel like we should do something,
Find your favorite music on YouTube and
Yes.
tweet Beej a link.
Give Beej some music recommendations.
Lots of music recommendations. He doesn't like a large variety of music. Find
let's
out what.
Broaden his horizons.
Yeah.
Human Revolution remains vigilant in Stay Human movement. December 19th, the Human Revolution is on day 10 of their protesting outside various Janus buildings around the city, including those in East Bay and the down the peninsula.
Ooh, Bowman. Yeah, if you're finding links to different Smash Mouth remixes to send to Beej, also send them to me.
Yep. Hashtag Beejstar.
Beejstar.
Hashtag Beejstar.
Space Jam mashups are also good.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's just go mono Space Jam mashups.
Yeah, but that's kind of cheating because there's a giant playlist on YouTube already.
True, but there's some.
Don't want laziness.
There's some good stuff on SoundCloud. Like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
yeah.
/
If you guys can find some like weird mashups on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, those are also totally wholly acceptable. And Bandcamp has some weird crap on it.
Hashtag Beej Jam or Space Beej.
Beejstar.
It's still Beejstar.
Beejstar.
Anyway, met with much controversy since the organization reached mainstream exposure last year. Janus employees Mort Crane speaks to OK Today exclusively. According to him, most Genius workers are up in arms, claiming that they're being terrorized in their own city. We are here to help people who need the gene therapy for their own personal reasons, whatever they are, said Crane. Individual rights have always been of paramount importance to us, he continued, and we believe that our customers have the right to live as they please or require. Human Revolution stands behind their claim that Genus is diluting human experience by providing hybrids with gene splicing treatments. The group feels that the goals stated by Genus, in addition to newer cyber technology, are warping humanity into a very scary, dark future. They're playing God in the most senseless of ways. We were born human. Who are we to mess up the genes and start turning everybody into who knows what, said one protester, who asked to remain anonymous. It's ridiculous and scary. It's not human. More information to follow as the story develops late into the holiday 2064 season. June Valmarana, OK Today. What's in the sports? A story about our hometown Neo SF 49ers. Not a fan of sports. A story about a broken down Froyo stand. I don't know, I'm curious. Goldgate Park vandalism on the rise. Reports show that local foodie attraction JD's Froyo stand was destroyed last night because on Rogue Rom vandalism. Cart was evidently attacked and damaged by a large ROM that had no shell. Witnesses state an alleged perpetrator has been randomly appearing at night before lumbering back into the nearby pork forest. It's the first case of a ROM being reported to live on its own in the wild and is a stray. Police say that tracking down a potential owner of the ROM is likely impossible. Nifty. Gio, if we have not seen The Martian...
or read The Martian.
Yeah, but this week.
This week.
Damn it. This...
We'll do it.
Friday,
We'll get
I
it
guess.
done.
Friday is the only day I have free now. Some
Get a job.
Well, I'm gotta eat Surge Loaf. Some speculate that the strange ROM may have been framed by vandals who set their crime deliberately to make it appear to have been carried out by a ROM rogue or under orders.
Was I also invited?
Yes. We're picking up a table and then we're all going over for Surge Loaf.
We?
Yep. You and me. You and me, baby. You and me, baby. You and me, baby. You and me, baby. You and me.
It's the worst.
Ooh, wow. Quad City DJs versus G Gundam. Oh, yes. Slamming Finger. I am excited. Shut the Parallax. They assured us that Rogue Rum is purely a myth that tends to pop up conveniently when low-revenue businesses have the urge to file an insurance claim. Parallax does not appreciate the reports of vandalism being attributed to their models. Well, let's log onto the lips and go to bed. I think I found a quest, but...
Quest?
Yes!
This isn't an RPG,
Yes, it is. We have to deal with the
stray?
Yeah, the stray rum. You should talk to the
Talk
bed.
to your bed.
Only chats back when you're sleep talking. It's not the most well-designed function. Use bed. Oh, what's that? Looks like
Nothing.
a-
It was fine. It's fine. It's nothing. There's nothing happening.
It looked like a lady, but it is not a lady.
It's a lot smaller than a lady.
It is a real boy. Which is different from a real doll. I want to make this clear. Ah, good. You're finally awake.
Don't do the voice.
Ah, good. I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. Are you that significantly opposed to cybernetic augments? What? I hope you don't mind. While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BSAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for long-term performance of my microactuators, so I took the liberty of cleaning up the place a bit.
Didn't fix the sink.
As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments on your personal computer, but I've run into a bit of a snag. Sure, snag. Unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have been broken down in some way while I was attempting to remove some particularly nasty malware. An electrical surge caused significant damage to several other components as well. I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur? Go begin with. I was on my work. Don't fret. I did manage to back up your data's drive's contents before that crash.
Yeah, Blake Tyler. There is somewhat of a format for doing a code fall, so yes.
Werbot
Follow the instructions.
gives you the stuff. Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make repairs. It is the least I can do. Still haven't told me why you're here. Ah, I'm sorry. I was trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge. I tend to ramble on a bit when I am nervous. I have all of the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden until now. Later on, I hope this isn't Chobits. That's, that robot looks pointy. You know my friend Hayden? Hayden Weber? Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes. I haven't seen Hayden in years. Where is he? I don't really know. That's why I'm here. Help me! You aren't quite my only hope, but certainly the most statistically supported. I've done the math. Slow down. Just start from the beginning. Imprecise, but I think I know what you mean. Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some unknown persons. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape, lest I be captured by the intruders too. I crawled out of the window and, after some deliberation, came here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left. Huh. Is anyone out for Hayden? No, I'm not even certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. It's not as though he had been looking over his shoulder. However, there are several multinational corporations that would make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go so far as to snatching him.
Mamo, we've been able to see you the whole time.
Yeah. Also, he has never indicated to me any possible danger from an outside person or group. Why would they want Hayden? Hayden is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but I can't imagine if he was kidnapped. Especially since no one has even tried offering him more money yet. I suspect it has to do with me. Who are you anyway? What do you have to do with it? Ah, excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I have never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing.
Alan
Sounds
Turing.
a bit unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments. He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his, exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping me. Either to stop his research or to take it and use it for themselves. So how are you any different from any other ROMs? A regular ROM has virtual intelligence. They can appear rather smart, even seeming human when you talk to them. This is just because they are cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy, as I was taught to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I'm not certain that I am sapient. I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance. Did he only program me with the illusion of free will? How would you know, one way or the other? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out, but I can't say I have any new insight into the question. It worries at me. How can any of you tell that you aren't just puppets dancing for someone else's will? I think we're getting a little too philosophical here. You're right. I apologize for the tangent. So why come to me? I ran into an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book. Based on my assumptions of visibility, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you're most likely to both be able and willing to help me.
Do you want some sugar?
I'm tired. Can I have some of your mango juice? It's a later game.
Yeah, spoilers, I've been drinking a liter of mango juice.
Oh god, you're up all night, aren't you?
Up all night to the sun.
We're up all night to drink mango. Wow, that's
Thick and sugary.
That's 100% juice juice. And the one least likely to be suspected of helping me. Baron the Brat, it's 8 in the evening right now, but I've had my mother in town for the past week, and having guests is tiring.
I'm gonna turn on Honeywell. Where is Honeywell?
I've never looked in for a missing person, but wait, that's me. Why should I get involved?
Well, now you have that voice.
I understand what you mean. We're out of time. What? I took the liberty of charging the auto cab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just arrived. Yeah, why not go to the Well, I can see why you wouldn't go to the police. You're a robot. You still... Alright, lead the way! That's strange. They seem to have replaced Hayden's door already. I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants breaking the lock. Perhaps a maintenance robot. It's possible, but most of the repairs to the building are handled by automated systems. Oh! A lucky break. It seems my access code still works. Hayden's door has a far better security than yours does. Yeah, just be careful. Will do. Okay, as I enter, take a glance around the studio apartment. Not much has changed since your last visit a few years
Time
ago.
to rummage.
Yep. It doesn't look like there's much of a struggle. Are you sure he was actually kidding? Yeah. I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off serious attackers. I should have stayed and tried to protect him. Program against harming humans? That's a good question. Do the rules of Asimov apply? Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm right now if I cared to.
So play safe.
I'd rather you didn't. It won't. I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, a useful contract, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage. Glad we're clear on that. Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have, and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's self-defense. Welcome, Cashew. But if they were after you, you would... What's done is done. We need to focus on finding him. Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues. Look at window. Hayden likes the natural light that this apartment affords. This window is here. This window here is where I escaped from. It is a considerable distance from the ground below. Yeah, how did you get down? I took the fire escape. Yeah. Of course you did.
Just
Use
a reminder to the
window.
chat that tonight's revenge mission against the nefarious Beej is to send him music to listen to on his Twitter account at TuxBeej. Use the hashtag BeejStar. Maybe some Smash Mouth.
Touch the plant.
Did you touch it?
Ooh, ROM components. The only things I've ever seen cluttering Hayden's place. Let's take some ROM components.
Touch everything. Use your headphones on them.
Yes.
Yes.
Voice like Turing. Photos. Look at photos. Photos.
Steal
of Hayden.
photos. Put them in your own apartment. Pretend to have a life.
Take photos.
Yes.
You probably won't forget what Hayden looks like anytime soon. Ooh. Game controllers. Use game controllers. You're not actually thinking of switching these games on right now, are you? Maybe.
Yes.
Play better game.
Play game.
Use. Look at TV. Hayden's feet. Tech banter. Ted's code tips. Augmented eye. No buttons on TV. Okay, let's have a look at the memory card. Take memory. Can't pick up memory card. Yes. Look at broken tech. Use broken tech. Busted. Busted!
Yeah. Busted.
Stack of books. I think I see something under those reference books.
Knock him on the ground.
Totally did. Tablet. Look at tablet. Ah, Hayden's tablet. I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel subservient to him. The memory card slot is empty. It seems to be a match for the memory card.
Matt Mitchell 45.
discovered.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing, Matt Mitchell. Welcome to the show. It's wonderful to have you here.
Yeah.
I will use this tampon on the...
Counter one. Beej likes Bare Naked Ladies. I think Our Lady Peace.
Yeah.
classic anime stuff.
Sum
Like
51.
What's the
Yoko Kanno.
No, not that one. But yes, he likes, I think, Yoko Kanno, but he likes Maya Sakamoto.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the pillows.
Yeah, he does like the pillows too.
He likes the pillows. Can't think of much else that he likes that I know of offhand.
Hayden must have taken out the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections. If only he had kept his information stored in me, he would not have to resort to such crude measures.
Supposed to meet with someone named Tomcat today.
Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask. Says here, we're going to meet at a coaster in the Castro.
Fighting it doesn't work.
I'll mark it on your city map for you. We can head over there and ask around about this Tomcat character.
My city map?
Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new ways to assist you. For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you receive while you're out and about. There are many other systems and applications that you will be able to utilize in addition to these.
He's becoming more Torgo. Turing.
This is an exciting thing, I promise. I just need to ask you a few questions.
More energy. More energy. Stay awake. Stay awake.
Cool, bring it on. Energies.
Welcome to the first time user setup for your new relationship and organizational manager. He'll be running the latest build of the Parallax Live Intelligence Processing System. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then
Thank
you
you,
can
G-Dwarf.
get right to managing your life with your new ROM.
Wow.
If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online FAQ and setup guide, or contact our support department directly.
Oh, sweet. Nickelback, good job.
First, you should tell me your preferred name for use in account creation, online communications, and controversial speech.
Conversational.
Controversial.
Feel good slam. Yeah.
Do we enter name or cut the crap?
Enter name. Give yourself a name. Chat, what's our name?
Here's some good names here. Haven't given you guys a chance to put in a name in a while, so
Yeah. Yeah.
give us a good name.
Yanni McYonnerson. Yanni.
Dick Butt.
Master of pamphlets.
Brendan.
Brendan?
Lotto. Butt Ducks. Dick Butt. Beej. Publius. Warner Meat Butts Yawn. Rondel. Lars Gerhard. Beachstar. That is a future-y name.
Slicer Dave.
Shawani McJonerson, that's not gonna fit there.
That's Yanni.
Beachstar.
Mo.
Zeus Smell Poop Lord.
Laser Fisty.
Gurf. I'm liking Gurf. Colonel President, a Weagle. Beachstar.
What about just B-Star?
Yeah, Beastar. I think Beastar is a good one.
B-Star Weagle.
Benjamin Beachstar.
A B-Star Weagle.
Of the Beachstar family.
Of B-Star family.
Beachstar's Bizarre Adventure.
Beej. Yes, I think Lady Rihanna or someone already made a Beej-Star.
Thank you. I have set input your name to Beastar. Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for you in referential and conversational speech?
Ooh, hey. More options.
Let's go with they. More. Oh,
Caesars.
custom.
Ooh. Please enter your pronouns.
Beige. Beige. Beige.
This can't
That
go
should have
battle.
been Beiges.
This Beej is or Beej are.
Beiger.
Beej are. B-Star went to the park. I went with Beej. Beej brought Beej Frisbee. At least I think it was Beej. Beej our good friend. I think we're I don't know that we're using the custom pronouns in the spirit with which they're, yeah, we should fix them. Possessive?
Yeah, I think it should be Beiges. Yes.
Here's how your pronouns look in action. B-Star went to the park. I went with Beej. Beej brought Beej's Frisbee. At least I think it was a Beej. Beej, our good friend.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you. I have input your pronoun as Beej. Beej is Beej. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in restaurant recommendations? Damn! Good game. God damn it, Turing. Omnivorous.
Omnivore, yeah.
Diet set is omnivorous. Are you sure?
Yep.
That's correct.
We basically just eat garbage.
I have obtained your physical location from GPS and will load local data into my memory as it becomes available. Please review your submitted profile information for accuracy or restart setup to enter it again. In review, your name is B-Star, your pronouns are Beej, and your diet is omnivorous. Does that sound right? Yes. Correct! Yeah, no, like, the pronoun thing is super cool. And the diet thing also super cool. I am impressed with this game so far.
Yeah.
See, B-Star, that was relatively painless. You should now be able to access the local map of Neo SF. The meeting with Tomcat is until later this evening. Perhaps we should head back to your apartment for now. Let's look around a bit more. Let's snoop around in this computer. Oh, all right. When you are eventually ready to leave, just use your map. Ooh, keyboard navigation.
Oh,
This game just got super good.
never have to make your hand tired again.
Computer. That's Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable for intensive programming tasks Hayden needed to perform. Do you know the password to get in there? Might be clues. Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security in any reasonable length of time. Why not? You hacked my door easily enough. Your door used a much simpler set of algorithms with a much weaker processor. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my fantastically more capable CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software if I attempt to slip in. Slice in.
If you need to yawn, just yawn.
Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents. Can't you just download the knowledge from the meshnet? I could, but much in the same way that you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I am certain I would be able to do so on the job any better than an experienced computer security expert. The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that type of human creativity. Are you capable of that kind of creative leap? Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do seem to have some skill with painting, though.
cheeky.
Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion.
Uh-huh.
Abstract art doesn't seem like something a robot would be good at.
That's true. Machines are best at reproduction. Still,
Good fucking.
still life impressionism, photorealism, but I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel.
Why?
Good reproduction.
Why?
Let's go back to searching.
Okay.
I think we're done here. Let's use the map. Chapter 1. Neo SF 1221, 2064.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You know, your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well, B-Star.
Houseplant?
Have you been overwatering it?
They need lots of water.
Yeah.
Just like you always
It's
do.
actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water flushed from when the occasional rain blooming in. Speaking of rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew on your drywall is flourishing.
It's wilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How thoughtful of them. The Crassula ovata, also known as the jade plant, money tree, lucky tree, or friendship tree, is an excellent and easy to care for house plant. They make beautiful bonsai, are suitable for beginners, and have some cultural significance both in the Far East and America as a token of good financial luck.
If you put it over there, does it not come back?
Did I get that off screen? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Most likely an urban legend, but still a nice gift.
Yeah, what do we want to do about the plant?
I'd like your authorization to have a few tools shipped here. If I replant it in a more suitable pot with sandier soil, it should be thriving again soon. You just have to remember to water it less frequently. Considering the state of your apartment, I figured you'd neglect it rather than drown it. Ironic, since it would be doing better if you had.
Sure, Turing. Whatever you want.
Excellent! The supplies should be here soon. I ordered from a place close by to keep the shipping costs down. Oh, one other thing, B-Star. When I was doing the research on how to best take care of the Crassula ovata, I stumbled upon the persistent belief that talking to plants improves your health. There is scientific evidence that shows that there may be something to that notion, but the methodology in the studies was a bit shaky, so it could all be rank superstition.
Talk to your plant. So that. Just the.
We're not dealing with a mildew.
Yeah.
Okay, B-Star. Still, I'll keep an eye on it. Oh! It's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet with Tomcat.
We've been talking about my plant for so long.
We should make our way to the Stardust soon. Your city map is updated with the
Just
location.
to distract you.
Hayden's apartment. Stardust Club. Oh, yeah.
Now you're giving the chat the yawnies.
I'm sorry, chat. Well, this looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust. Hopefully, you can find Tomcat inside. And some answers.
Okay, narrator.
Look at Carr.
That's the wreath.
They've really gotten into the holiday spirit. A 2060 ZS Coupe. Perfect for letting everyone know that you spent a fortune of credits on a car.
So, Omnipotent Trevor has a question. Will you be continuing this game after the stream?
I don't know if I'll pick it up right away. Maybe we'll do one on, one off. Maybe we'll do one more.
Trade it off with Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Or maybe we can do half a night of Final Fantasy and half a night of this. Who knows?
Yeah, that might work.
The options are, as they say, endless. And we're gonna try and use the parked car. I push the car. Push the car. Talk to a car. I tell the car to stay parked. It doesn't recognize my voice, so it just sits there. Well, nice.
Talk to the bouncer.
Yeah, we should talk to the bouncer. Well, look at the
Look
bouncer.
at the bouncer.
The bouncer for Stardust seems almost pensive as he watches the street, pausing every now and then to take a drag from his vaporizer. We get it, you vape. Hug bouncer. Let's talk to the bouncer. Welcome to Stardust.
Let's just go in. He's fine.
Yep. The door to Stardust is inviting. It looks packed tonight.
Go inside. Get in there. Tonight is your night.
Hold up there. You got ID?
Yes, we do have
Yes,
ID.
I can do this.
This is a Unix system.
All right, looks good to me. Yeah, 30 seconds between games. One decision per game, then switch back and forth. Use door. Welcome to Stardust.
I mean, technically we can run both games at the same time.
Yep. This is the place. Have you ever been here before? B-Star? It doesn't seem like my kind of place, so I...
Don't like the music?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna... Well, I like my bars to be quiet. So I'm gonna play this game the way I play most of my games, where I play as me. Nope, not my kind of place. It does seem a bit boisterous for your tastes, at least from what I know of them. Still, be nice and...
He has to lean away from the mic to yawn.
The crowd should help keep our investigation clandestine. Anyway, where do you think we should start? Let's try the dance floor.
Yeah.
Good idea. Perhaps one of the patrons knows of this Tomcat. Oh, wow. I like the right-hand dancer.
Don't you
Forget about me. Don't. Ah, yeah. That was weird.
That table looks inviting.
Yeah, let's skate or die. Table. Look at table. These fancy tables have little touchscreens where you can order drinks from the bar and browse the mesh. Sweet. Use table.
Take the table.
You don't
Take
have
the
anything
table
to-
home. Browse the mesh from a table at home. Put your headphones on.
Drink menu is constantly being read out.
Use your headphones on one of the dancers.
Dancer. Look at Dancer. They look really hyped. Don't need these to be dancing. Hyped Dancer. Alright, let's dancing! Yeah, let's. But first, have you heard of anyone named Tomcat? Oh, Tomcat! Yeah! I think I was dancing with a person by the name a bit ago. No idea where they are now. Try checking the bar. They got some wicked drinks, by the way. Let's look at the rad dancer. They're really into dancing right now. I don't know. That's a sweet pair of headphones. Hey, what's up? Having a good time? Yeah, I was wondering if you knew anyone named Tomcat. You wouldn't happen to be Tomcat, would you? Me? No. My name's Mel. Oops, sorry, have you heard of anyone named Tomcat? Nah, sorry. Never heard of him. You should check by the bar.
I reject that decision. Show them your ID. Use ID on table. Cat person.
I wonder if this could be Tomcat.
We'll find out.
Look at this. A woman stands at a drink table, quietly people watching.
My kind of evening.
Touch? That's probably not a good idea.
Talk to question marks.
Yes? What do you want? What kind of voice do we want now? Meow! What do you want? I'm looking for a person named Tomcat. What the hell? So you ran right up to the chick with the ears because of course she'd have a cat name. I get it. Unfreaking believable, meow. Mm-hmm.
Only person here.
I know, I shouldn't have assumed.
What?
Yeah, you assumed. Of course you assumed. That's all genotypical people never do. Genotypical? As in non-hybrid like me. You know, not little defining fact that led you to do that ignorant shit in the first place. What's next? You're going to ask me if I'm in heat? Get lost. I'm not doing voices.
Do it!
No.
Once you pop, you can't stop for about 20 more minutes.
Yeah, alright, whatever. Just get moving.
No!
I ruined my chances with Tomcat.
Use headphones on Tomcat.
Why don't you do something else for now? Touch Tomcat?
No. See if you can put Tomcat in your backpack and carry her away. Or I guess just cat person.
Ooh, Mega Phobitor.
Play.
It's an arcade cabinet. Wait, what the? Yes, it's currently out of order. Damn it!
Charge shot.
Busted.
This is the worst.
Ah! Wait a minute. Not a good idea to use headphones. Radiation screw with logic. Do it! One more time. Damn it. Well, I guess I can't play video games.
Talk to the swarm behind them. Have you done that?
Oh, hey, dancers on the floor.
No, you can't.
Go dance with the dancers on the floor. You work your way into the crowd and show off some of your best moves for a while.
Yeah. That was fun.
We really should stay focused on our goals, but I suppose it should rain on every parade. Go have fun. Let's look at the dancers on the floor.
Headphones, the dancers on the floor. Go talk to barman.
Okay, let's go to talk to the barman. Poster with a face on it.
That poster must be Tomcat.
It's a poster ad for the new exhibit of New Drive in the Fillmore District.
Use headphones on poster.
Let's use the chair. I can't even sit down?
You're not here to make friends with a chair. Just drink the random glass of whiskey.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Drink it.
I've only done that a couple times. It's not a good idea. Let's look at the bartender, a gruff-looking man who holds down the bar. He seems friendly enough given his size. He's a smiley man. Hey, friend. Hi, friend. What can I do for you? I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be? Scotch drop and roll. Clumsy Belarusian. Bionic Femme, Onyx Rum, Rust Blaze, Most Sugar Rush, fucking night. Okay.
That one.
I don't know. I want to keep going with these.
I don't know.
So many drinks these days. Remind me, what's in that?
Drink
Kingsbury, the free and open Alcoholpedia says a mint-flavored soda with a swig of gin.
Huh, alright.
You got it. Coming right up.
Fucking, I don't know, served.
Now,
What do you need to know? I'm meeting Tomcat. Do you know where they are? Pretty sure I saw Tomcat come in earlier, but I don't know where they went off to. I'd ask what you were meeting about, but I know they don't like to keep that kind of stuff quiet. Maybe try looking out on the dance floor. If they come around over here, I'll tell them someone's looking. Tell me more about yourself. Oh, ha 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 ha! I should introduce myself. My name's Mahid. Mahid. I've been manning the bar at Stardust for longer than I'd like to admit, and I've owned it a bit longer than that. That's true, and it was true about the Stardust. The first 6 months were great, but after that, interest dried. And I didn't have a whole lot of employable skills. But I'm real big and I know how to crack skulls, so that's what I did. In the end, I guess I wasn't cut out for that line of work, and after one close shave too many, I got out. I had enough cash saved up to buy this place, which was a hole at the time. The rest is history.
Happy fellow.
I'm sure it sounds more exciting than it was. Yeah. Hayden, older guy, does some kind of computer work at the Parallax. I think I know who you're talking about. Don't know a thing about him being missing, though. He comes here every couple of weeks, hangs out at the bar and chats with people. Typical stuff. Doesn't really seem like his scene, but I think he comes in to scout young programming talent. I can ask around, find out if anyone's seen him lately. I'll let you know. Well, it was nice meeting you, but I gotta get back to work. I'll keep my eye out for that Tomcat and send them your way if I see them. Good luck.
Touch!
Reaching over the bar like that comes off as pretty threatening.
Aha!
Colorful and well-dressed person. Let's talk to them. Hey there. I heard you were looking for me. What can I do for you? Are you Tomcat? The one and only, although I preferred if you'd keep it a little quieter now than you've been. I do my share of moseying on both sides of the law, if you know what I mean.
We don't know what you mean.
Sure. To what do I owe the pleasure of meeting you here? A friend of mine, Hayden, has gone missing. We found a note saying that he's going to meet you. Hayden is missing? Well, that's sour news indeed. I see you got his little ROM with you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. You know about me? And my creation? Hayden never mentioned your involvement to me. Sure thing, hon. I helped reprogram the back end on your OS, so the AI code Hayden wrote for you would interface properly with the network. I have a distressing lack of information on my own creation. Hayden never saw fit to inform me on what went into designing my programming. Is there anything else you can tell me? Not much more on that end. I didn't have much to do with your core AI routines, so I can't really elaborate. Sorry, dear. Anything else I can help you with? Huh. Well, how did you know Hayden? Hayden and I met not long after my black ran out, when he tapped me for my experience on cracking the Lips OS. It puzzles me at the time since he's very sharp himself. He is sharp himself. I think he just wanted someone's working on it off the books. He ain't one most straightforward man. My computer runs Lips OS. I didn't know ROMs did too.
The Live Intelligence Processing System is the primary operating system old Parallax computers used to run on, but the company has since expanded. It makes especially useful for the ROMs. It's really heavy on learning algorithms, so it can tailor itself to each user's habits. And the functions, they're using a distributed mesh network for non-essential public files. I am neither of these. I am this one. Yikes. Y'all sure don't pull punches, huh? B-Star, don't be so rude. Besides, I could understand them just fine. Why couldn't you? No. Let me try to condense it. I'm basically saying all ROMs connect to all other ROMs within range, and they share any files amongst themselves that the user hasn't flagged as private. It's handy in dense population areas like NeoSF since it can bypass regular telecom nodes to access the internet. Out in the sticks, though, you're stuck connecting to regular old pipes. Yuck. Oh wow, that's really good sound design. It sounds like there's people having talks around me. Yeah, there's conversation through the headphones. Really cool. So what was Hayden working on? Mostly that little guy you got there. I'm sure he had his fingers in a lot of pies. But Turing is all I knew about. I'm not real sure why I went missing. He was super hush-hush about his work on Turing, and that might have been what made Parallax upset. They're working on their own projects, and I'm certain Hayden had some kind of intellectual property clause written into his contract with them. That would just mean he would get fired, maybe even sued, but I can't imagine they would disappear him. They ain't the CIA or anything. Well, tell yourself. Tell yourself. Sure.
Tell yourself.
You may have even heard of me in the news. About 10 years ago, I hacked into Parallax's main ROM servers. Caused one a hell of a sink, if I do say so myself. People were arguing back and forth whether I was a kid genius or a malicious criminal. Earned myself an enforced net blackout for a few years, but I think it was worth it for the prestige. And why hack Parallax? I guess I did it to see if I could. I mean, Parallax is a mighty big target. Bigger than the government in many ways. With as many ROMs as they have on the market, they need some of the toughest darn security in the world. Yeah, what is the deal with that accent? Are you from the South? No, dear. I'm California born and raised. I read a lot of books during my mandated blackout and just happened to get into the novels about the down South. I like to imagine myself as a Southern belle, or maybe I just like having 3 walk-in closets full of clothes. So, which was it? Kid genius or malicious criminal? I don't know. I didn't really do it to steal anything, but I had to break an awful lot of eggs to crack my way in. I chalk it up to the exuberance of youth, and now I try to stay on the straight and narrow. Mostly. Sometimes. Oh, yeah. So why was that woman giving me such a hard time? Ah, don't you worry about Jess none. She just doesn't have a lot of patience when talking to genotypical types like us. She's had to deal with a lot of awful pricks. 'Cause, well... Good call!
Look at you making friends.
Yes, it suits you, hon. Okay, so how do we find Hayden? Not really sure, hon, but I guess it might help if we knew why he went missing in the first place. I'll stay here and ask around for a bit. People know me, and they sure ain't gonna talk to a newbie like yourself. Why don't you hop back over to Hayden's place and grab the data cache out of his computer for me? We can go over his research notes and
See if we can't find a reason for his being vanished.
Yes. Go break back into his home.
All right, I'll come back when I have the data cache. Good luck, Turin. You keep Beej out of trouble.
Talk to Jess.
Why don't we do something else for now?
No.
You really don't want me...
Whoa, what the?
Menu.
Nice.
Nice.
Leave. You have to leave your... No, my drink!
Oh.
My drink.
Oh. Predmid, thank you for subscribing.
Hey, Britman, thank you and welcome to Eyehorner. Welcome to Hayden's apartment.
I don't trust that robot.
Oh, citizen, this area has been cordoned off by the Neo SF Police Department as part of ongoing investigations. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized to allow anyone to enter this location.
It's my friend's place. Is everything okay?
I'm sorry, citizen, but I cannot give comment on any currently ongoing investigations. If you would like to leave your contact information with me, I can forward your inquiry to the detectives in charge, who will get in touch with you as soon as it is feasible. They may have questions for you. Thank you in advance for your cooperation, citizen.
Listen, I really need to get in there.
That will not be possible, citizen. The area must be preserved in pristine condition for the collection of evidence. Only authorized Neo-SVFD personnel may enter. I am required to inform you that I am set to level 2 guard mode, and any effort to make unauthorized entry will be met with non-lethal force sufficient to incapacitate. I apologize, but I must also ask you to move along. Loitering around an active investigation area is prohibited by city statute, and I am authorized to issue the citation of a fine to any person found to be doing so. We should go ahead and get moving, B-Star. That was fruitless. I did not expect the police to get involved so quickly. Typically, they refuse to open an investigation on a missing person until at least 48 hours have passed. Still, we need to get in there and get the data cache. Do you have any ideas, B-Star?
Fire escape. Oh, fine. Fine.
Well, I don't have a contact with the Neo-SPFPD, do I?
Sure you do.
Sure.
Who would that be?
Calling me out. Nice.
I found no such connection when I compiled your personal history.
Ha!
Lexi, sure.
Give me a moment, B-Star. Oh! I see now. Detective Lexi Rivers.
Detective.
Detective!
Detective
Lexi.
Lexi Rivers. She used to date your sister. Must have missed that link in your personal history somehow. You have very poor net presence, B-Star.
Snap.
It makes anticipating your needs more difficult.
Sorry?
It's okay. We'll work on it. Well, setting aside your unreasonable distaste for technology, I agree with your suggestion. Her online profile suggests that she might be willing to work with us, off the books, so to speak. A considerable boon, since I would prefer to maintain the clandestine nature of this investigation for now.
Why are we talking in front of this police robot?
No, it faded out. You've stepped away. You just haven't moved to a different area.
Keeps looking at us.
Let us go
fine, it
find
can't
this
see you.
Miss Rivers to request assistance.
That would be Detective Rivers, Terry.
Oh, right. I should refresh my protocols for handling titles around Detective Rivers.
Egriff, who used A-Star as a character name? Can we start using, like, Renoy?
Renoy?
Renoy.
Renoir?
Sure.
That's definitely what I recommend. Done and done. We wouldn't want to see any social foul.
No problem, Lord Hawks.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that went well. Turned out well for you. Done and done. We wouldn't want any social faux pas, would we, Beastar? Now, lead the way! Police. Oh no. Good thing not all those robots sound that way. The Neo San Francisco Police Station for the Richmond District. It has all the charm of, well, any other old police department. Let's look at the dents.
Yeah.
Station has seen better days. Let's touch the dents. Touch. The wall feels fragile. Maybe somebody punched or kicked these dents in. Let's taste the dents. It's a map showing police activity in Neo San Francisco. The map has enough fingerprints as it is.
Touch it.
The screen doesn't have a speech recognition module. You sync up the headphones and the police scanner begins to broadcast in your ears. Hey, that actually might be useful. Dispatch, we have a bunch of drunk and rowdy teens down by the railway at Dolores Park, requesting additional units.
Ugh, Asbos.
Desk, pile of forms. Well, I suppose we should talk to the robot.
Welcome to the Richmond District Neo San Francisco Police Station, Citizen Beastar. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm looking for Detective Rivers. Just tell her Beastar's in.
Please give me a few moments to get in contact with Detective Rivers. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, Detective Rivers is out on assignment at the moment, but she has given me her authorization to send you her way. You can find her by the Carousel Building in the Golden Gate Park, but I would caution you to exert care. She is working on investigations right now, and we are not responsible for your safety should you approach. Is there anything else I can help you with? I apologize, citizen, but I am not authorized to comment on ongoing investigations. I will pass your concern along to the detective in charge. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Tell me something newsworthy.
I am not authorized to comment on any ongoing investigations, but the protest outside Genesis are a hot human interest topic. Perhaps you could look around there. Feel free to note the assistance of the Neo San Francisco Department in your article. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Baron the Brard? The other one was in guard mode.
Yes. It was very angry.
Have a good day, Citizen Beastar.
Maybe touching the front desk attendant isn't a good idea. This old looking desk has a ton of paperwork on it.
Just like home.
Touch it. You technically already have a desk job. You can't get close enough to use the computer. Okay, to the map. And actually, not even to the map. On that cliffhanger, we are going to make a save point. Slot empty. Save. Save game as...
Save game!
2015... 09... And by 9 I mean 10... 07, because that's the date.
Just remember you did year, day,
yeah, and
month,
also,
I don't know what.
And also I believe it's the 6th. Or at least this computer believes it's the 6th, and it is the 6th. So with that...
On that bombshell.
You know, Corey, we have a lot of fun here on iHoarder, and sometimes we learn things. But I think today all the things that we learned happened in the first half of the show. So we'll leave the discussion of what we learned as an exercise to the viewer.
That, and also we learned what day it is.
Yeah, it's not the 7th, it is the 6th. So, with that, if you've enjoyed what you see, check out the other stuff we do over at places like loadingreadyrun.com and Memo.
Yeah, over at loadingreadyrun.com, and everything you see here and there is supported by you, our patrons, at loadingreadyrun.com/Patreon, which I really hope goes to the place.
That doesn't sound legit.
You know what? The chat will take care of showing you where the Patreon is. You should check it out. It helps support what we do. We appreciate all of you who already do it. Good night, everybody, and we will see you next time, which will be next week. And yeah, good night. Watch the commercials when we go out.